When you have goals in mind and thoughts that aid and assist in the accomplishment of said goals, you are spending your time intentionally and you are living your life with purpose. That's just my opinion on things, and it is something that I've definitely taken to heart in 2023. Not saying that wasn't anything that I was doing prior to this. Okay, well, I've been purporting, and especially it's a newer endeavor on Rumble, but over on my YouTube channel, okay, I've been dispensing a bunch of world-weary wisdom. And my previous experience in a bunch of different vocations has allowed me to opine on certain subjects. This is just an area, and especially harnessing the different stimuli you receive on a daily basis, your life, realistically, I don't have to think about so many things. I know that sounds weird, okay, but hear me out on this one. You don't have to consider everything that you do if you know that you're moving with purpose in a grander scheme of thing. You don't have to question whether or not the correct course of action is to take one step at a time, two steps at a time. If you're going left foot, right foot, okay. You don't have to worry about the minutia if you're in pursuit of a greater goal. Things become less complicated. Using your time accordingly to our deeper intentions takes self-awareness and structure. I agree. I've seen a lot of people with goals about changing how they spend their time. This is from the mouth of Leo, our good friend Leo B. Okay, so if any of the verbiage of this article sounds a little bit off, it's from Leo, but so far so good. They want to spend more time with their family, have a better work-life balance. That's just girls, though. Read more or spend more time outside. These are wonderful goals, and they involve something that theoretically is pretty simple, changing how you spend your time. But it's rarely that simple, is it? Well, from the outset, it seems complicated, but then when you break it down to its component parts, not really. Something causes us to spend our time in ways that we want to change, but struggle to change. All right, that's awkwardly phrased, but I understand. Let's take a look at what pulls us away from our goals and like this, and how to shift to being more intentional about how we spend our time. Let's say you have a goal. Yeah, okay, let's just say, theoretically, let's engage in some thought exercises, shall we? Such as spending more time with family or friends. Or, making more money so you can put yourself in the company of better friends. And, well, you can't have better family, but better friends. More important, mentors. How about that? Why do you need a goal like that in the first place? Without any judgment, it's worth asking. Exactly, because some people have silly goals that are out there that don't really help you in the long term. It's like, okay, I want to stick on a diet throughout the week so that you can binge on the weekend. That's a goal that you can have. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Why aren't you already doing that? Yeah, exactly. But I don't have enough time. How much time do you waste throughout the day? Shut up. We can have the best of intentions with our time, but there are a few things that commonly pull us away from those intentions. Unexpected things come up, ladies. These things can include an urgent work situation. How often do you actually have that? Especially if you want to have a better work-life balance. Like, just stop it. You're playing yourself. A new request for our time, a crisis, or really anything that needs to be dealt with that we didn't anticipate. But I thought you wanted to spend more time with friends and family. Normally, they're the ones placing these requests on you. I don't know what you're talking about. Things take longer than what we thought they would. Yes, of course, very common. You think something's going to take 20 minutes, and then it ends up taking an hour. We've all been there, okay? You think that you can get something done relatively fast, but then if you want to do it properly, you understand that, there's a bunch of other things that I need to do in order to accomplish the initial thing that I wanted. It's like, okay, replacing something on your vehicle, and then you realize that it's actually a buildup and an accumulation of other problems at the same time, and then, it could also serve with a little bit of a buffing here. A day project turns into a week project. $100 project turns into $1,000 project. It happens. Okay, we forget to plan for things that usually that don't usually go on our schedule. All right. We forget to allocate time for things such as eating, resting, showering, brushing our teeth, folding laundry, cooking, cleaning up, and so on. That's why you hire somebody for that. I'm just joking. But no, that's true. That's why I eat one time a day, because I exercise in the morning. In the afternoon, I do my work, and then in the evening, I have dinner. Okay, because resting and preparing food all day, that's a waste of time, in my opinion. Your mileage may vary. You might like cooking. cooking and food is just a necessity of life. It's not something I look forward to. But anyways, that's just me. That's just me again. My suggestion for you is to put some padding into your plan so you can deal with unexpected. Oh, you can deal with the unexpected. If you have time blocked off for intentional use, don't leave it too tightly planned. I would argue the opposite of this, planning out your day in about 15-minute increments. You have a day planner, or if there's an app on your phone where you can do it that way. I prefer a more tactile approach. I'm a pen and paper type of guy. Plan it out that way. Things get accomplished. Then you don't have to constantly think, oh, what am I doing next? Then you can just reference that. It's like, okay, cool. Go here, you do that, you train for this long. Okay, then you come back, you do this other thing, and then you can go tan, and then you can do, I'm just trying to think, and I'm just grabbing back when I used to do a whole host of things. Now, basically everything is on autopilot. I don't need to explain it. I don't need to think about it. I know exactly what I'm doing every day, and I accomplish it. However long it takes is however long it takes, because this stuff right here, recording, editing, publishing content, that's what's important. Exercising, it's important. Non-negotiables that I have, that's what's important. Everything else, it'll get fit in there if it has time to. Otherwise, we'll make time for it in the future. But this operation is a well-oiled machine, and I would encourage you to think along those same processes, because if you're constantly having to make little micro adjustments, if you're having to try to think about things too intricately that really could just be solved by simple action, well, you're wasting incredibly important brain power. I'll just say that. So, okay, there's one bigger reason we get distracted from our attentions: fear versus comfort. Yes, exactly. Some people are intensely risk averse. We call them women. No, I'm just joking. But yes, comfort. If something feels good, if something's accomplishing another basal level instinct, not likely to change. Okay. Yeah, sure, you're out of shape, but you know it's easier than going to train, or it's easier than not eating as much. You're not counting your calories, not snacking additional times throughout the day, continuing to do that, because yeah, you can always just buy bigger clothes, or your weight just fluctuates. You can just go ahead and rationalize that. Those decisions are comfortable. It's what you've been doing forever. But if you're looking for this type of self-improvement content, you're not happy with where you are right now. You're seeking uncomfortable information and reason to make some uncomfortable choices. For example, we might want to spend time with a family member. Okay, we're getting a bunch of requests from clients or coworkers. Well, you got to balance those, okay? See what you can do. Maybe you can incorporate both at the same time. We might decide to work late instead of getting home on time. Yeah, and if that's your job within the family, if you're supposed to be the provider, well, chances are you might weigh the overtime benefit as opposed to sitting around watching a stupid TV show. Just saying. I want to read more, but we abandon what we're feeling stressed out about a project and decide to fill our available time with work. Yeah, and if you had the opportunity to do your work and listen to an audiobook instead of reading, because sometimes, hey, people just don't have the time. People are even busier than I am, which is kind of hard to believe, but even still, they don't have a time, and they don't want to set aside some valuable moments if they're doing a bunch of different things, but they have the ability to listen to an audiobook, learn about something, listen to a podcast, put it on an audiobook. Okay, as a human species, we've been listening to things longer than we've been reading things, multiple times over. And maybe somebody's not a very fast reader. I don't consider myself to be the fastest reader that's out there. I'm pretty efficient at it, but you can also listen to an audiobook at 2-3 times the speed, okay? And you can theoretically read a bunch of books very quickly throughout the year. Moving along, okay? Or you might end up, scrolling on our phones. Yeah, just stop doing that. That stuff's worthless, okay? Browsing the internet, watching videos instead of doing what we planned, because yeah, it's just easier to procrastinate. Eventually it'll get done. It'll never get done, and you'll just be stuck in the exact same place that you are right now. Might work for you, but ultimately, again, you're searching out this type of content. You want better for yourself. When you're feeling stressed, fear, or resistance, you might be pulled towards work or distractions because we think that we will allay the fear of comfort and stress. That's the biggest reason that we get pulled away from our attentions. How to spend your time more intentionally. All right, here we go. First thing is to talk about what intentions you have for time and what you're not already doing, or what you're doing too much of, or what you're doing and if it's not in service of your goals. That's important. For example, you might want to read more, get outside more, or spend more time with family. You might be able to accomplish all of that at the same time, okay? You might be able to go outside with your family. You might be able to listen to an audiobook while outside, or you might be able to read to your family if you got a cool family and they're into, Robert Greene books. Once you got those intentions, you can make it clear. 30 minutes of reading every day, an hour-long walk or hike in nature 4 times per week, evenings with family after 6 p.m. on weekdays, and half-day fun on both Saturdays and Sundays. That's a lot of time. Holy. And block it off on your calendar. Commit to others. Yes, prioritize things, okay? Write things down. Catalog what you're doing, okay? So these are the first steps. The real work comes when you're confronting the fear, resistance, or stress, and look out to get these intentions by working or going to distractions. All right. When this happens, bring awareness to what you're feeling. That's pulling you from your intentions. Can you feel it in your body? Weird. Is it something that you're doing for yourself or in service of others? Are you making yourself your own mental point of origin? Is this something that's going to make me more complete as a being? Or am I doing this just simply to placate others? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Find a way to calm or soothe your fears or stress. Do you need a few minutes of walking, deeper breath? Yeah. Relaxation techniques, all of that jazz. Once you are calmer, remind yourself of your intentions. Again, is this in service of yourself? Or are you doing this in service of other people? Not saying that service of somebody else is somehow immoral or anything like that. It's just if those people actually care about you, they want the best version of you. So just saying. Take a minute to remember why you wanted this and the intentions more important than the temporary discomfort or fear or stress, and return to your intentions with love and devotion. Again, if they are in proper service of your goals. That's just what I would add on top of this stuff, okay? A bunch of it's just feelings and, all that jazz. But if you are concerned and if you are somebody who is seeking the best for themselves, you have goals in mind, whether they be financial, relationship, career, or social. Know what they are, know how to accomplish them, plan out accordingly, and then you can move accordingly. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.